I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. Rushing like a bullet into the end zone. Defense, hold up, no scoring in the red zone. Throw it up, pick 6, I feel like I'm Josh Rowe. Throwing dimes over the shoulder, think I'm Jack Winmo. I need me back to back, trying to be like Vulture. Cause a storm, cause I'm mighty, it's in the culture. Esports TV, YouTube, Twitch, SFL live tuning, you don't wanna miss. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack them. Next level like my entertainment. NXT on the stream, 8 p.m. on the beat. Catch me on the cam like I'm SFL commence. Yeah, you only got one chance, you can never miss. For the glory, revolution, feel my fury. Cause I'm a legend out in Canton, and I'm playing with dragons. I'm the king of this legion. SFL action, tuning this season.
Kickoff! Are you kidding me?
All they're gonna need is
Big pop, it's up in the air!
Oh,
There it goes!
That's the kickoff that he's gonna win! He's gonna go! Taser power! Touchdown!
I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack them.
And welcome to Sim Football Pregame, along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine for our Sunday Spotlight tonight. The defending champs are in L.A. to take on the Lycans, two teams that got a win in Week 1. Mike, good evening.
That since we
Actually, Mike, can you give us that one more time?
Oh, I really love the opening, but I'm nowhere in it. I think I need to start making more plays or make more of an impact in the community or something. I mean, I was nowhere to be found, nor my team. I was incredible.
Get in Pauly Truth's DMs and see what you can do to get a third verse in there. As we're ready to go. And another benefit about being remote, Mike, is that we don't get to catch what each other has right now. Both of us are under the weather. In fact, a lot of our SFL Nation is under the weather this week, and we are just trying to get through this thing. It's tough out there.
Yeah, Cam, we're trying to make it through it. I had a rough night last night and was, doing everything I could today to get ready for the broadcast. But here we are. We're going to fight our way through it and have a good time tonight. Yes,
we are. And it's not often that a home team is a 14.5-point dog. We were talking about it in pregame. That is Los Angeles' task tonight. They defeated Carolina, who just beat Portland tonight. But a huge task as they take on the defending champion Baltimore Vultures, who have shown very few signs of weakness over the last couple of years. Canton and Indy, two expansion teams, come up in some live look-in coverage in about half an hour. But this Baltimore-LA game should be pretty good.
It should be pretty good, Cam, and let's focus on the defenses if we can. These two teams started out great defensively last week. Baltimore pretty much picked up where they left off all last season. That great defensive line that they have, Nate Brown, Al Walker, they had 3 sacks each. That defensive line had 7 sacks total. And then we look at L.A. with that ball-hawking secondary that they have. Rochelle Colston had 2 interceptions. Ryan Yosef had 1, and they had 4 total interceptions last week. And they between the two teams, they only gave up 20 points total. So the offensive struggled a little bit on both sides. We didn't see the type of numbers we typically see out of Baltimore. So can the defense step up again? Will we see a defensive game, or will these offenses break out tonight?
Canton and Indianapolis as well here tonight, a battle of 2 expansion teams. And both teams took an L in week 1. And somebody's going to get their first franchise victory tonight. We'll have some live look-ins on that. But a very interesting game as the Classics, who had a lot of offseason hype, really struggled on offense in week one. Indianapolis only scored 16 points in their opener. So both teams hoping to get the offense moving a little bit tonight.
Yeah, and the Canton offense, they actually struggled a little bit more than the Ramblers did. Just looking at some of the Ramblers numbers from last week, they really did put up good numbers. I just think they just ran up against a better team in the London Knights. That's going to be a tough team for anybody to go up against in your first game out of the chute. But they had good numbers. Brad Jones, over 100 yards rushing. Ryan Roosevelt, over 100 yards receiving. And well as rookie Jay Viper, he had a great game with 9 catches and 72 yards. So that Ramblers offense, they did put up some numbers, but ran up against just a better team, I think, in London last week. And Canton, they didn't draft any rookies. They signed all their free agents in the offseason, a veteran squad, but they just need to get together and, get some cohesiveness and get used to playing with one another.
Watching this Baltimore-Los Angeles matchup, the defensive line play out of Baltimore, you mentioned it, Mike, but not only against the pass, but against the run, too. LA does not want to get behind the sticks against this Vultures team. And we know the LA Lycans, when they're successful, they have a really great run game, and they're going to need it tonight against this Vulture team, which really does not show a lot of weakness. However, DC did hold them under 30 last week, and so there is kind of a blueprint out there by DC, Arizona, and others to hold this Baltimore offense down. But that Baltimore defensive front, LA's got to get the ground game going.
Got to get the ground game going, and if they don't get the ground game going, they do need to get Logan Jack, just acquired from us. Carolina in the offseason. He typically makes plays out of the backfield in the passing game. So if they can't get him going on the ground, at least get him out in the flats and make some plays that way, and maybe get them in short yardage situations. And as you mentioned, you do not want to get behind the sticks or behind on the scorecard on this Baltimore Vultures team. They can really make things snowball on you in a hurry.
Eric Vincent, Josh Zirkle have the call from beautiful Los Angeles. Coming up after this commercial break, it is LA and Baltimore as your Sunday Spotlight here on Next Level Sports gets underway next.
Next Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
The Simulation Football League hits the anchor leg of week number 2 here in Los Angeles, California. And we've got some star power in this matchup for you tonight, as the defending SFL champions are set to take the field as the Baltimore Vultures take on the Los Angeles Lycans. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, joining you on Next Level Sports. My name is Josh Circle. I'm bringing you the play-by-play tonight. And joining me in the booth is my best friend in the whole world, Eric Vincent. And Eric, both of these teams found the win column on opening day. What kind of momentum is each club bringing into our matchup tonight?
Both these teams are flying high after a win in Vegas Bowl week number 1. Los Angeles had a, knockdown, drag-out fight against Carolina. It came down to a final Hail Mary pass that the Carolina faithful will tell you that they were not happy about. They could have kicked a field goal and won that game. But nonetheless, LA came out with a victory. Didn't put a whole lot of points on the board, and they're looking to get things going in the right direction with Logan Jack on the ground, who only averaged 2 yards a carry a week ago. Meanwhile, with Baltimore, DC played them very tough despite Baltimore coming away with a 20-point victory. And it's going to be interesting to see what the recipe that LA has cooked up here, what the game plan is that they cooked up against the champs for tonight, and see if they can limit some of the damage that this high-flying Vultures offense has to offer.
Baltimore, of course, the defending Season 18 champions, did not allow a passing touchdown last week, did not score a passing touchdown either. We'll get to that game in just a second. But first, Friday, July 15th, the SFL family lost one of its most treasured members, Mexico City champion quarterback, SFL analyst, and inaugural Hall of Fame class member, Matt Wilson, has passed away at the age of 41. He's the SFL's greatest quarterback of all time, with over 48,000 yards passing and 354 touchdowns displayed on the field, despite his physical ailments off it, and has been an inspiration to us all. He is free from the burdens of this world now, but his legacy lives on. And we dedicate tonight's game to the Bronze Bomber himself, Matt Wilson. May he rest in peace.
And select to receive.
The best to ever do it, Matt Wilson. Moment of silence that really we could do all night long, and it still wouldn't be enough. But now we join the game. Los Angeles kicking off here to Baltimore. Baltimore, white tops and black pants. LA wearing blue from head to toe. And here we are. Ivory Irvin from his own goal line will get out to the 25-yard line. And Eric, here comes our first look at the Baltimore offense.
And they've got so many different weapons. Really, the only addition that they added was on the offensive side of the ball, and that's DJ Bandit in the offseason coming over from the Atlanta Swarm. Didn't register anything in the stat column a week ago, but there's so many different weapons that Jack Wigmore has to throw to. We'll have to see what he does here on this first play from scrimmage.
DJ Bandit on the field right now at the bottom of your screen. Wigmore, a very short drop, and Warren Murray will be dropped for a loss. 2nd and 12. Let's meet the Vultures offense. The tight ends are DJ Bandit, and also returning for his 8th season, Lloyd Graham Jr. The wide receiving core, Ivory Irvin, Daley Holder, and Mac Chima. The fullback, T-Roy Gaines, is starting his 9th SFL season. Warren Murray in his 10th season. He's the halfback. And under center, the quarterback number 9, Jack Wigmore. And Murray will get the call here on 2nd down. And he breaks free out to the right side. The 40-yard line, the midfield. Are they going to catch him? It's a foot race to the end zone. And Warren Murray doing what Warren Murray does on the second play from scrimmage. Touchdown, Baltimore. Oh, we got a flag.
Oh, no.
That one's coming back. Kirk Lawrence, the guard, clipping. And that will negate the tremendous run and botched play-by-play call that you just saw and heard.
Well, you had to have wondered, right? You saw the penalty marker come out, or at least most of us did. And You wondered what exactly happened on that play, and man, it just negates a very impressive Warren Murray run there.
So Wigmore will try again here on 2nd and 20, throwing out to the right side. And that is Lloyd Graham Jr. with his first catch of the game. That'll make it 3rd and a manageable 12.
Well, a good chunk of 8 yards there, and that at least makes it manageable. At least a few more plays in the playbook, as Lloyd Graham Jr. just ran a nice little curl route towards the near sideline, and was able to make something out of nothing.
And so we'll go 4 wide here on 3rd and 12. Murray on the left hip and Wigmore in the shotgun. Here comes the blitz from LA, throwing over the middle. That is deflected and falls to the turf. Daley Holder, the intended receiver. And I think we have another flag on the field, Aaron.
Yeah, might be pass interference on this one.
Pass interference. Number 42.
And that is going against Los Angeles. Tazzy Blackwell, the infracting party. And that will be a fresh set of downs for Baltimore. Big mistake from the LA defense out of the gate, Aaron.
Yeah, it was looking like Blackwell had got in there just a hair too early. You'd seen the contact a little bit there on Holder as he was coming towards the middle of the field and just bumped Holder just a little bit. And that was just enough for old referee 62 to throw the flag.
R62 must have had his 5-hour energy tonight. We got 2 calls here on the opening drive.
He's awake.
Of the game.
He's alert.
Quite alert. It's the safest coffee. Murray up the middle this time. And that'll be a gain of 5. And the last thing you want to do for this Baltimore offense, Eric, is give them any sort of opening at all. And Warren Murray there looking ready to exploit what he's just been given from the LA defense.
I mean, he did it on the play that got called back, unfortunately for them, on the clipping call. But that was all Warren Murray right there. So I'm looking forward to see what he's got cooked up coming up here.
Now a 3 tight end set here from Baltimore. Murray up the middle again, has blockers, gets the first down. And a plethora of blocking there, not only from tight ends DJ Bannett and Lloyd Graham Jr., but I think Damon Morehouse, the backup halfback, was in there on the field as well.
Yeah, the weapons are just immense for Baltimore here, and they love to block for their feature back, Warren Murray.
Wigmore under center this time, throwing to his right. That is caught. And very close to the sideline is Mac Chima. Mac Chima with his first catch of the game.
And it looked like LA had a stunt called on the defensive line there. Maybe they were anticipating a screen pass. And I think that's what enabled Chima to kind of sneak out towards the near sideline there and get what he could on that play. Brings up a 2nd and short.
The ball right on the midfield stripe. T-Roy Gaines still in the game. In at halfback in front of Murray. Murray again. Around the left side this time, has the first down. And this Baltimore offense content to just chip away at this Lycans defense. That's their 3rd first down of the drive.
And Baltimore did just enough up front there to get a hat-on-hat and give Warren Murray just enough space to get the first down there. It's always nerve-wracking when you see defenses load the box up like that with only one guy outside the box. But good for LA to make that stop there, despite them getting a first down.
Pro set now, Wigmore throwing downfield, and that is incomplete. Outstanding defense there. Ryan Yosef coming to the rescue for the Lycans secondary. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And it looked like for a second there was a split second of an opening, and I'm sure Wigmore saw it as well, which is why he threw the pass. But Yosef turned on the jets and was able to break that pass up with the hit. Great play from the safety.
And the Vultures will go back to 4 wide. Wigmore in the shotgun. 6 DBs on the field for LA. The lefty delivers, and that's another first down. Ivory Irvin this time coming up with the catch. Let's meet the Los Angeles Lycans defense. On the defensive front, Brogan Spearall, Ace Blackwell, John Nevels, and Gary Marks. The linebacking core, Tazzy Blackwell, Chad Stinson, and Buddy Blaze. And in the secondary, Mike Scott, Jack Hacksaw, TD Jack, Rochelle Colston, Ryan Proster, and Ryan Yosef. Gain of 13 on that catch from Irvin. Murray again, this time around the right side. Look at that hole for Warren Murray with a tremendous gain on first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1. You see the numbers there for Warren Murray.
Yeah, and that's going to be tough sledding for LA if they're going to keep this up, giving Warren Murray everything that he wants on the ground. And Warren Murray's just doing Warren Murray things out there. Like he's making all the space in the world for himself to get the yardage that he needs.
And he is getting tremendous blocking from this Baltimore offensive line. To say nothing of the efforts of Troy Gates, who puts a great block right there for Murray. But that is stopped in the backfield. That's Ryan Yosef again. And Baltimore putting quite a drive here together on the opening session of this Sunday night game.
Yeah, they are taking quite a bit of time off this clock here, almost half the quarter at this point, and still have it going here with a 3rd and short.
2 tight ends set. Murray up the middle this time. Murray dropped at the line of scrimmage. No, excuse me. That's Damon Morehouse, who came in to spell Murray. And look who it is. It is Haas Buffins, the defensive end, coming off the bench to make a play there. And the Baltimore offense coming out on 4th and 1, Eric.
Gutsy call here, going from the gun as well. I don't think that they're going to try and draw them off sides. I think they're going to actually run a play here.
This does not look like the hard count set that we usually see from a team trying to draw the opposition off sides. However, play clock down to 5. And we do see the timeout there from Whitmore.
They fooled us.
I mean, they fooled us. If you fool the guys in the booth, granted, we're a little bit farther away than the guys on the field are.
Yeah, that's why we're up here and not down there.
But with Morehouse coming out, I think that's interesting because if Warren Murray had a full tank of oxygen, I think that he would have been out there on 4th and 1. And you give him the ball at that point, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Well, even I would argue that you would even give the ball to T-Roy Gaines at that particular situation.
Yes.
A bit curious that you would hand it to the backup on that play, or that even Warren Murray was hopping out of the game there with him not having a whole lot of activity on this drive.
Or maybe Baltimore said, hey, we just had a 14-play drive, and we don't want to go anymore. The field goal for Shark Tarkington is good from 40 yards, and Baltimore has their first lead of the game. It's 3-0.
And hey, I mean, this is a victory, honestly, for both sides, because Baltimore was able to chew up a whole bunch of clock here in the first quarter, almost half the quarter. In fact, more than half the quarter. And LA, despite that, was able to hold them to just a field goal. So a good start for both of these teams. Baltimore with a sustained drive, LA with a good stop. We'll have to see what the LA offense looks like now.
And Tarkington will kick it away. LA from their own goal line here. And some looseness on the kick return, but finally brought down. I think that's Chris Lee handling kick return duties. No, excuse me, that is number 89. That is Shea Carroll, who came over from Jacksonville a season ago. And Shea Carroll handling kick duties now for Los Angeles. And there's Elsie
Looked
Pryor.
like he could have possibly could have broke one there.
Quite possibly. Shea Carroll looking up to the task, and that is bad news for LA right out of the gate, as Logan Jack is stopped behind the line by Ciron Yates, the 4th. The blockbuster coming through with a TFL right out of the gate.
Well, Mike St. Green talked about it in Sim Football pregame. This front 4 for Baltimore is nasty, and that is going to spell disaster for the Lycans if they're not able to get this run game going with Logan Jack.
4 wide now. Richardson, short drop. Throwing to his right. Jack has it in the backfield and a little room to run. Breaks the tackle, gets out of bounds at the 34-yard line to make this a very manageable 3rd down.
That was good recognition there by Sully Richardson. He recognized that the blitz was coming. It was a safety blitz as Giovanni Bolt was coming in. Or, excuse me, no, that was the linebacker Frank Smith coming in. And he got rid of the football quickly out to Logan Jack, and Jack did what he could and got a good chunk of 9 yards, 10 yards out of the play, made a 3rd and manageable.
And Logan Jack breaking the tackle and nearly converting the first down there. Troy Loshaw got a free ride for a couple of yards from the newest LA Lycan. Jack has the first down around the left side, brought down by Giovanni Bolt. Let's meet the Lycans offense. They have 3-star offensive linemen. They are Jamarcus Candy, Vladimir Dunham, and Bob Dunham. The tight end is Jack Flash. The wide receiving core, LZ Pryor, Chris Lee, and Shea Carroll. Tommy Rahman is the fullback. Logan Jack, the halfback, entering his 8th SFL season. And under center, number 6, Sully Richardson. Throwing here on 1st and 10. That is caught. And that's going to be another first down for the Lycans. And they're showing some explosiveness on offense out of the gate. Shea Carroll on the catch.
Yeah, and Richardson thread the needle there. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, went right to Shea Carroll and threaded the needle, as I said, only where Shea could actually catch the football, and his momentum just propelled him forward, gave him first down yardage.
Richardson now in the shotgun. On 1st and 10, cannot avoid the sack of Joe Duncan, who breaks into the offensive backfield to make it 2nd and 17.
Yeah, and Al Walker and Nate Brown each had 3 sacks each. Joe Duncan, he had a sack a week ago as well, and he has a sack this evening as well. So good on him for getting in there and getting pressure to Sully Richardson. And again, this front four of Baltimore, that's what LA is going to have to focus on offense and making sure that they stay out of Sully Richardson's face.
Duncan had 5 sacks all of last season, has 2 this season already. Richardson with a completion down the left side, and that is Jack Flash, the tight end. And in a flash, Los Angeles gets into a 3rd and manageable.
Jumping Jack Flash, he's just running his route straight downfield. It's a seam route there, and before he could even look around for the football, Richardson gets rid of it, and just a 6th sense there by Flash to snatch the football and get a gain of 7.
And now a huge 3rd and 3 here for Los Angeles. Bunch formation. I think Tommy Rahman, the fullback, is in that formation as well. Jack gets free, has a first down, gets inside the 40 to the 35, and finally down at the 33. And this LA offense will continue to stay on the field.
Yeah, and they're looking good so far, despite a couple hiccups here and there. Logan Jack doing a nice job avoiding the penetration by the front four from Baltimore and just able to find the hole and get himself some yardage. Now set up shop at the Baltimore 33-yard line. They're looking good here. Maybe a little bit further to get into field goal range, but it's been a nice sustained drive for LA so far.
A great block by Tommy Rahman and Chris Lee downfield to get Jack free. Jack not as free on that play, getting down to the 30, but it's a gain of 4, and they stay on schedule, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and Frank Smith had good recognition on that play, noticing that the run was coming his way. The lead blocker, Tommy Rahman, was already getting into the 3rd level of the defense, completely missed Frank Smith, who was lurking, and Smith was able to make the tackle.
Jack struggled last week against Carolina, only 46 yards rushing on 23 carries. Much more prolific so far tonight. Richardson over the middle this time. They're throwing into triple coverage, trying to find Chris Lee, but that falls incomplete, 3rd and 6. And
somehow watching that play, it's one of those plays where you're looking at it and you're like, okay, that honestly could have almost worked. It looked like, Lee had the opportunity to get the football despite it being thrown into triple coverage. Good defense overall by Baltimore. It was a good throw by Richardson. Should have been caught.
The window collapsed just a little too quickly. 5 wideouts now for LA. Richardson in the shotgun. 6 DBs for Baltimore. Richardson with a quick throw and a quick catch by Lee. And that is going to be short of the first down, 4th and 2. Any chance LA goes for it here, Eric?
I'm a betting man, so I would go ahead and go for it. But I would not be surprised if they were able to just kick the field goal, take the points, tie the football game up at 3 against the champs.
Sid O'Lindy, who booted one from 55 yards last week, was a perfect 3 of 3. Will now try here, right down the middle from 42. Spot is down, kick is up, and it is good. Sid O'Lindy ties the game. We're not at a 3 apiece.
Yeah, and O'Lindy had a long of 55 yards last week as well, so it's certainly stretching that leg out. But, honestly, you take the points in this situation. I'm a gambling man. I'd say go for it in that situation. But given who you're playing against, you go ahead and you take the points and you knock the football game up at 3.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan and fantasy, and Ivory Irvin will put the Baltimore offense back on the 25. With the first quarter almost expired, Baltimore only in their second offensive drive of the game.
Yeah, Baltimore with a 14-play drive, LA with an 11-play drive.
Ball control, the name of the game here. So far, Wigmore in the shotgun on 1st and 10. Throwing over the middle. And that is caught by Daly Holder. Big catch to start the drive.
Yeah, Daly Holder just had a free release there. It looked like LA had come out in some zone coverage there, and Holder had free reign on the defense. It was an easy pitch and catch from Wigmore to Holder on that play.
Holder caught 60 passes last season. Was a vital cog in this Baltimore offense, though did not always get the attention for it that some of his teammates did. Wigmore on 1st down again. There's Irvin. And Irvin will step out of bounds before contact with a nice gain on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And the game plan that Baltimore is coming out with so far, it's very dink and dunk. It's not a whole lot of, splash plays down the field, which I know that Wigmore and company are known for with all of these weapons that they have, but they are content with just taking what the defense is giving them at this point in time.
Pro set now. Wigmore throwing to the left side. Irvin again has the 1st down and is in plus territory for the 2nd time in as many drives tonight.
Just a simple out route there, but Ivory Irvin did the most with it as he was able to catch the football along the far sideline there and turn up field, getting more yardage than he even thought he was going to get on that play.
That'll stop the clock with 14 seconds remaining. They will restart the clock as the team breaks the huddle. We may get a play here. We do. Wigmore to his left. Murray will drag a defender or two down to the 38-yard line, and that is our first quarter here out of Los Angeles. The champs looking sharp so far, but we got a tie game here in Hollywood. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Second quarter coming up right after this. Welcome back to Southern California, Week 2 SFL action. Josh Circle, Eric Vincent in the booth, Justin Reeside, Zach Holdorf on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. Jack Wigmore handing off to T-Roy Gaines, who has a first down. And the defending champion Baltimore Vultures, just on their second drive of the game, looking for the go-ahead score here against the Lycans, who were also victorious in Week 1. And we've had quite a game so far. Eric, as we see Baltimore marching up to the line here with a fresh set of downs. Three wide outs. Wigmore lob it over the middle to Irvin. And Irvin will get a couple yards before he's dragged down by committee. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and it's looking like LA just might have all of these type of games just be nice and close and, knockdown, drag-out fights between each and every opponent as at the end of one, a knotted-up ball game between the champs. And the champs, they're just taking what the defense is giving them right now.
Wigmore now out of the pro set. And that looks like Gaines again around the left side, and Gaines into the red zone. And then some, down at the 13-yard line. T-Roy Gaines, let me tell you, that guy has still got it in his 9th SFL season.
I'm glad you said that because that looked like T-Roy of old to me. I mean, he is just rumbling down the football field there. And Stinson had to huff and puff his way to catch up with him. Great blocking again up front there for the Baltimore offense, and that sprung T-Roy free.
I would not want to step in front of that guy when he's got a full head of steam. Props to Chad Stinson for bringing that guy down while he had momentum. Gaines again.
Get it again.
Down to the 2. And this time it's Ryan Yosef bringing him down, but it's 1st and goal. Another monumental drive by Baltimore. And they are just 6 feet away from pay dirt.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And again, hat on hat along that front 7 there for the Baltimore offense. And T-Roy doesn't have to do much, just right up the middle there. Good burst of speed. And again, another fresh set of downs for Baltimore.
This will be the 9th play of the drive. Wigmore in the shotgun here on 1st and goal. Has time to the pressure coming. Gaines makes the catch, but he's brought out of bounds. That's Tazzy Blackwell making the tackle and dragging him out. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and Wigmore was looking his way the entire time. He wanted to give T-Roy the touchdown on that play there, but it was good defense by the LA Lycans to make sure that he was well covered, and T-Roy had nowhere to go on that swing pass there.
T-Roy now playing as a tight end. Murray in the backfield by himself will catch the flare pass, and he's in. Warren Murray. Touchdown, Baltimore. And that is the first passing touchdown of the season for Jack Wigmore.
Too easy. Absolutely too easy. And this was a design swing pass. No one really saw it coming. It looked like one of the defenders stumbled in the backfield. That might have been Warren Murray's man right there. But either way, Murray springs free, and there was no one that was within sniffing distance of him.
A 10-play, 76-yard drive. And that coming after a 14-play drive. And Baltimore scored on both of those. And now Shark Tarkington looking to make it a 10-3 game. And he does. Rare Drop and the SFL have partnered to advance live events and distribution on Rare Drop Sports. Live and in-person championship weekends, rookie drafts, and community events are in the works. Visit raredrop.co for more info on what the company does in the gaming community, and follow Rare Drop Sports on Twitch at twitch.tv/rdsports. Very excited about that partnership with Rare Drop. And now Shea Carroll from inside the end zone, brought down at the 23, Eric, and we will see if LA can answer that latest effort from Baltimore.
Yeah, and I mean, both of these teams have done well to have sustained drives. We've only had 3 possessions here with 8:24 to go here in the opening half of play, and all 3 of them are double-digit play totals on those drives. We'll see if LA has a very nice, long, sustained drive as well.
Tommy Rahman in the game at fullback, 3 wideouts for LA. Richardson hands off to Jack, and Jack is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Saron Yates and Alvin Mack both on the scene. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Let's meet the Baltimore Vultures defense. On the front, Joe Duncan, Al Walker, Nate Brown, and Saron Yates IV. The linebacking core, Frank Smith, Alvin Mack, and Devin King. And in the secondary, Enzo Bolt, Marvin Himes, Ben Stackenpaper, Elijah Warfield, Giovanni Bolt, and Troy Loshaw. Richardson under center for 2nd and 10. Jack gets a call again. Spin move, going backwards, and is dragged down. They're going to give him forward progress, but Yates had him down inside the 20. They're going to spot it at the 23, 3rd and 9.
And just a good defensive play call by Baltimore with a single high safety there. They were manned up across the board. They were anticipating the run the entire way. They got it, and they responded appropriately to it.
Richardson back in the shotgun for 3rd and 9. 6 DBs on the field for Baltimore. Richardson throwing toward the sideline. That is deflected and will be incomplete. Enzo Bolt, the second-year cornerback, got a finger on it. And that is a brutal 3 and out for LA.
Yeah, not a whole lot of offensive momentum at all for LA, but that was thanks to the Baltimore defense there. Again, it was just great play calling by Baltimore. A nice zone coverage call on that 3rd and long. They're, again, anticipating the pass this time, and they were able to bat the football away. with Enzo Bolt with great awareness to bat the football away on that out route there.
Amelia Grace will punt it away for Los Angeles. No pressure on the punt from the Vultures. Irvin will take it at about the 40 and be dropped at the 43. The SFL produces over 400 live events each year, but enjoys thousands of hours of original content created by its community. Catch SFL Nights with AJ Stryker, Say It With Your Chest, Netma, and more, covering all things SFL. Get started with archived episodes of community shows at simulationfl.net and click the logo of any of the league's magazine shows on our homepage. Warren Murray saying it with his chest on that run. Nearly got a first down. It's going to be 2nd and inches near midfield.
Yeah, and the way that play was developing, it could have gone for a whole lot more. There was great blocking along that far sideline there, off tackle play by Warren Murray, and gets close to first down yardage there. Great start for Baltimore, who already had decent starting field possession. They're already in LA territory.
It took all of one play. Now twin tight ends to the right side. Graham Jr. and Bandit. And Gaines. No, it's Murray. Will go to the left side. I should read the number before I announce the player. I'll work on that, folks. But it will be a fresh set of downs for Baltimore.
Yeah, and Murray, again, doing great things here. Just following his blockers, adjusting his run path accordingly, finding the hole where the defense isn't, and just maximizing the amount of yardage that he can get on that play. Just a great run by Warren Murray.
It's remarkable how Baltimore will not only set up blocks for him, but then also let him get loose and freelance on his own. But it didn't work that time. Murray gets only a couple of yards as Buddy Blaze, the 6-year outside linebacker, flags him down. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Good pursuit by Blaze on that play, able to make it out to Warren Murray in a hurry. Coming out of the backfield there, limits the damage to only 2 yards.
Now T-Roy Gaines back in the game. And he will lead the way for Murray there. Great block. And Murray's got a first down. Down to the 26-yard line. Murray has been a busy Jet so far. Over 10 touches.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's been putting up a whole bunch of numbers, either through the air as a receiver coming out of the backfield or on the ground, like these run plays here, Josh. And again, it's another one of those plays where it looked like he could have spread it for a whole lot more. He had one man to beat. Otherwise, he was to the house.
A great block by Ivory Irvin on Jack Hacksaw, too, to help spring him for that first down. Wigmore to the left side, and there's Irvin making a big catch. It's going to be 1st and goal again for Baltimore.
And I sensed this is what Baltimore was doing. They were lulling the defense into a false sense of security here. And again, Irvin able to beat his man right off the line. That was Mike Scott in coverage there. Had just enough of a step. Wigmore recognizes it and tosses it to one of his top weapons, 1st and goal.
2 tight end set now for Baltimore. T-Roy Gaines still in the game. Ivory Irvin atop of your screen. Murray, touchdown, number 2 for number 21.
And he is lethal from short yardage situations. I mean, you're not going to beat him to the corner. No one's going to beat him to the corner. And that's all he needed there. He reminds me of Emmitt Smith back in the day. Emmitt constantly would just get to that corner there, would get the pylon quicker than anybody else that I had ever seen. And Warren Murray is very much like that.
Absolutely astounding lateral quickness from Warren Murray, who has well over 50 yards from scrimmage in the first half. Tarkington nails the extra point, and it's 17-3. Baltimore leads. The champs, looking like the champs here in Hollywood. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Bring it on back. Welcome back to Southern California, Week 2 SFL action. Baltimore and Los Angeles going at it. Josh Circle, Eric Vincent in the booth. Justin Reeside and Zach Holdorf on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing, and Mike St. Green standing by for a halftime update. We'll get to that in a second. Shea Carroll getting it out to the 22-yard line. And now Eric, LA has the dubious task of answering that Baltimore touchdown.
Yeah, and with that 3 and out, just a possession to go, it looked like that was going to spell frustration for LA, and sure enough, Baltimore just marched right down the field.
Power eye now for Los Angeles. Jack makes the catch. We'll be down at the 28. Let's go to SFL headquarters for the game break. Cam and Mike.
Thank you, Josh. Canton on the board early, thanks to Jack Wall.
Yeah, Jack Wall on a go route here, Cam. And that was following a J-Rock interception that got on the ball early. Midfield here, Jack Wall on the go route. 7-0 Canton. They're up early.
Back to Josh and Eric in LA.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Mike. A huge catch there for the Los Angeles offense. Is that Chris Lee? Yes, it is. Just with the doctor order, Eric. 1st and 10.
And it was 2 high safeties on that play. And again, it was decent coverage. It just looked like Giovanni Bolt was just a little bit too late to get over and adjust to the pass play. Chris Lee had just a step on his defender there. Great play by LA.
Tremendous catch by Lee, his 2nd of the game. Richardson unleashing the dragon again. Deflected this time and will fall to the turf. Looking for Chris Lee again, and why not? That guy is magic when he can connect with the football downfield. Didn't happen that time. 2nd and 10.
And this time, Elijah Warfield was like, nah, you might have gotten me once. You're not going to get me this time. Locates the football, does a nice job just volleyball setting it up and getting it out of the way of Chris Lee.
LA on the logo here. Three wideouts. And Logan Jack. Richardson again, who is right this time. And that is caught. And this time it's LZ Pryor coming up with a big catch. And now a very manageable 3rd and 1. LA with a chance to stay on the field and extend this drive.
Recognition by Richardson on that play. There was absolutely nothing along the far sideline over there. Really tight coverage. Tight coverage along the near sideline as well, but was still able to get the football complete for a good yardage gain.
2 tight end set now for LA. Richardson under pressure. Dumps it over the middle. That is caught. It's a 1st down. That is Jack on a short cross over the middle. And LA still in business on the offensive side.
And this is what LA wants to do. They want to go ahead and make the game, shorten the game, basically. Keep Baltimore off the football field. Keep their offense out there as long as humanly possible. They don't need the splash plays if they don't have them down the football field. Convert the 1st down and live to fight another day.
Jack on the ground this time. Breaks a tackle, gets loose on the left side. Down to the 20, to the 15, and dragged down at the 8-yard line at long last by Troy Loshaw. Logan Jack starting to hulk out here late in the 1st half.
And again, Baltimore doing a nice job actually getting in there originally, but Logan Jack with a lot of power slips the original defender. I think that was Devin King, the linebacker, slips him and is off to the races because otherwise everybody was blocked. Troy Loshaw was the only one that had an opportunity at the football there and was finally able to bring down Logan Jack, but it's going to be a 1st and goal for LA.
And Richardson in the shotgun here on 1st and goal. We saw this for Baltimore. And they will dump it off to Jack. And Jack will get a couple yards. And I don't think LA will get another playoff here before the 2-minute warning.
Jack thought he could slip away from Frank Smith on that one, but Smith was not ready for that. He said no, sir.
Very creative. We are going to take a break here. LA threatening to score. Baltimore looking sharp. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to LA, Week 2 SFL action. LA threatening to score here late in the 1st half. Richardson handing off to Jack, gets loose. Spin move again. It will be down inside the 5. It'll be 3rd and goal at the 3. Josh Circle, Eric Vincent in the booth. Justin Reeside, Zach Holdorf on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. Mike St. Green standing by. We will have the APM Music halftime report with Cam and Mike coming up at the end of the first half to break down the first half and all the thrilling finishes from earlier in the week around the SFL. Don't miss that. Logan Jack dropped behind the line. 4th and goal. What do you do here, Eric?
Oh, this is so tough. I would take the points. Just take them where you get them. Logan Jack is already having a better week than he was having last week. He surpassed his entire yardage against Carolina within the first half of play here today and did it on 16 less carries. So that's saying something right there, and it's very tough to do against this Baltimore defense.
The LA coaching staff agreeing with you here. Sid O'Lindy trotting out for a 22-yard field goal. After an impressive drive that will have gone 11 yards. The kick is good. And it will be an 11-score game. Baltimore will get one more bite at the apple here with 47 seconds remaining.
And both teams with all 3 timeouts. Actually, Baltimore with 2 timeouts, excuse me. But still, I don't know with 47 seconds to go. I don't know if they're going to be quite so eager to take another bite at the apple. I think they might just be content with taking that 11-point lead into the half.
And for those of you who just joined us, Baltimore scored on their first 3 plays of the drive. First 3 drives of the game, excuse me. They actually did score on the second play of the first drive, but that was negated by a penalty. And it has been mostly Warren Murray so far with his 2 touchdowns, 1 through the air, followed by 1 on the ground, which is what makes running out the clock here so exciting, because you know he's going to get a carry or 2 here with 42 remaining. And no, Wigmore's going to throw here on first down. That's caught. And the clock will continue to run. Daley Holder making another catch. You see the quarterback comparison there. Lower numbers than what you might expect, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely, especially from Baltimore, which I know they love to run to throw the football, excuse me. But Wigmore's numbers way down from what we usually see with this pass-happy offense with Baltimore.
Wigmore will throw again on 2nd and 6, going deep this time, and that is deflected. Wow. Outstanding play by the LA defense, looking for Mac Chima, whose name we've not called too often today, who only has 1 catch. And that is Jack Hacksaw dusting himself off after going fully horizontal to make that play, 3rd and 6.
The legend himself just full Supermaning on that play. Logan Jack hulking out, but Hacksaw going Superman and deflecting that football away. Great defensive play.
So much for running out the clock. 4 wideouts on the field, and Wigmore in the shotgun. Over the middle this time, and the ball is loose. And I think Baltimore is going to recover that. We'll have to wait and see the dust settling there, but I'm pretty sure that was DeAndre Fields, number 14, that got on that ball. And you see him diving there.
The replay booth will review the previous play.
Okay, I was curious as to why the clock was stopped, because I thought maybe with the clock frozen that it changed possession, but instead we're going to get a booth review here to see if it actually was a fumble.
And that is tough.
That is tough. I would say that's a football move, just given previous history that we've had.
To review, the play stands. The receiver did not have possession of the ball and is therefore incomplete. First down.
And so the ruling is incomplete pass, Eric.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how that all shapes out there. They froze the clock there with 4 seconds. I'm not sure if Baltimore had called a timeout or what the case is, but either way, it sets them up with the incomplete pass, then yeah, that would set them up here with the Hail Mary opportunity.
Wigmore, all 4 receivers to his right, and will not get the throw away. Dragged down with an auspicious end to the first half. LA getting themselves a quarterback sack. That is number 99, Gary Marks, who had 3 sacks last season. And that is your first half. The defending champs on top for now, but LA looking fairly sharp at 17-6. The APM Music halftime show coming up. You're watching the SFL, presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports.
Welcome to the APM Music Halftime Report, along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. 17-6, Baltimore leads LA at the break. But, Mike, we have seen all too often that bomb to Mac Chima there late in the first half, that get completed and a game get out of hand. LA able to deflect that away, keep this a 2-score game, and they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, that was a big play, Cam, into keeping this a couple of score game. But LA, they're going to need to cash in some of these drives, Cam. They had a couple of long drives, a couple of great drives, but they stalled out late. They're going to need touchdowns to keep up with this Baltimore team. As we mentioned in the open, they could snowball on with this team very quickly. And if these guys don't, get something going coming out of the gate in the second half, it could get real ugly early in the second half.
No turnovers in the first half. Logan Jack surpassing his total from last week. It's tough to run on these guys, and LA has been able to do that. Stats pretty comparable, but Baltimore's getting touchdowns in the red zone. LA is not. That is the difference in the ball game right now. Over in Indianapolis, we saw that long Jack Wall touchdown. Canton just recently got a safety. They lead Indy right now at the end of the first quarter, 9-3. Good start for the Classics.
Yeah, Classic got off to a great start. Jay Rock had an interception on the first drive in this game that led to that Jack Wall touchdown, and we just saw the safety by Adam Chance tackling Brad Jones in the end zone there. This Indianapolis offense is kind of struggling. They did put 3 on the board after a nice drive, but these guys are having a problem getting going against the Classics tonight.
Well, yesterday we were on Next Level Sports. We had Tulsa and London, and the game turned into a bit of a snoozer in the second half. London ended up blowing out Tulsa 48-24. But then the rest of the day, Mike, was it was a lot of excitement, a lot of energy around the league. And let's start with Minnesota and Sioux Falls. And with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, this game was 13-7. This Sioux Falls secondary, Mike's all over the place. They got a pick here.
Yeah, a lot of veteran leadership on that Sioux Falls secondary, and you see the pick right there to stop a Minnesota drive. But in Minnesota, they did hang tough in this game, Cam.
Here's the play. Marcus Duncan gets a fumble forced by one Mississippi, and then Derek Meerkat takes it all the way. And it was at this moment, Mike, where you felt like, holy moly, Minnesota's going to pull a huge upset on the road.
Yeah, I actually wasn't watching this game live, Cam, but when I saw this score change, I did switch over to see what was going on, and I thought maybe Minnesota was going to be able to pull this one out and hold on, but we'll see what happens here late in the fourth.
A great forced fumble. Marcus Duncan should have just gone out of bounds in that situation, but he was trying to not stop the clock. Sioux Falls was trying to run that clock out, so I understand where his thought process was on that, but it was all for naught because Sioux Falls got a great kick return from A.J. Levy, and then Julian Tyree deep down the field to A.J. Warren gets Sioux Falls into field goal range, and the Sparrows end up holding on. But this Minnesota team has been very impressive to start the season.
Yeah, they've done a great job, Cam. They did a great job in the offseason, signing a lot of veteran free agents, and they did a great job in the draft. They got off to a good start against the fellow expansion team in Canton Classics last weekend, and they definitely put on a good showing in this game. I thought this would be a litmus test for them. I think that they passed to a certain extent. They can't hold, they have nothing to hold their heads down about. But and I think people forget about how good Sioux Falls actually are. So, great showing by Minnesota, but congrats to Sioux Falls. They have a leg up in the Central right now.
Minnesota couldn't pull it off. 16-14 they lose, but a very, very good effort out of the Minnesota legend on the road. Sioux Falls is now 2-0. Let's go to Denton, where the Lone Star Glory took on the Las Vegas Fury, and we picked that one up in the late in the ball game. Lone Star actually had a lead, 25-17, or 26-17 rather, but with 4 minutes to go, the game totally flipped the script, even after this Lone Star interception.
Yeah, this totally flipped the game right here, and Vegas. Well, I'm sorry, that was Gunny McGuire with the interception right there to get the Lone Star great field position. And we see Ace Fennick right here with a nice pass and tipped and picked off by Vegas, and they got him back in the game. I think it was Max Jackson on the big pick right there.
I mean, it's pretty amazing, right? There's 3 minutes to go in this game, and Lone Star's up 9, and they just – there's just been a couple of interceptions in this one, and look at Lone Star. They're making all these different plays. There's 2:19 to go in this one at this point. Lone Star forces a turnover on downs, and this whole time in this quarter, Mike, you're thinking Lone Star's got this in the bag.
Yeah, I really did. I thought Lone Star had this game in the bag. I thought they were going to hold on and win it, but then all of a sudden, Vegas changes things. That great defense of theirs with a big interception right here, and looks like he's going to take it all the way for the pick six, and all of a sudden, the Fury are back in it.
Orion Horace with the pick six for Las Vegas in their bright yellow and I guess neon Vegas purple. The onside kick was recovered by Lone Star. So once again, you're thinking, all right, well, Lone Star's got this in the bag. Vegas is unable to come away with it. But this Vegas defense really stepped up. They forced a field goal and gave their offense a shot. And this Fury team, even last season, late in the season, was super clutch, even though they missed the playoffs with a 6-6 record.
Yeah, this team always comes up big, it seems like, in big situations. And Cam, is that purple or fuchsia? I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, fuchsia's good. Here's a fourth down for Joseph Green to keep the game alive. Bam, finds a wide open Mason Kirby. The guy is Mr. Clutch his entire career. Here's another fourth down, 4th and 3. That pass is caught. Joseph Green down the middle to Doug Britton. 30 seconds to go. Ball at the 27-yard line, down 5. Joseph Green converts. Look at Kirby cutting up the field. How many times do you see someone get caught short of the sticks in that situation? And then finally, 15 seconds, clock running down. What a play here from Joseph.
Yeah, you can see him drop back here, and he finds who was that in the end zone that he finds there? Probably Mason Kirby. No, that was Doug Britton on that play. These guys, as you mentioned, come up clutch, and then they also got the 2-point conversion here to put them up 3.
Jackson Roberts with the 2-point conversion. And I was looking at it on the replay. There was the smallest window to get that ball to Doug Britton for that touchdown. It was one of the most incredible throws you'll ever see. The last play of the game, Lone Star runs out of time, and Las Vegas wins 32-29. This is what we're watching unfold last night. I mean, it was just an outstanding game, and the Las Vegas Fury are 2-0.
Yeah, great showing by the Fury. Great comeback by them. Lone Star, they were fortunate last week to be on the opposite end of a comeback, and the tables were turned on them last night, and a couple of good turnovers at the end by Vegas, and then lo and behold, they're 2-0. They're keeping pace with Arizona out there in the West.
Another thriller yesterday, Louisiana and Denver. We saw it in some of our bonus coverage here on Next Level Sports. And for the Revolution, it was all Randy Squarebush early. But this play kind of started to tip the momentum scales. Logan Keel with the tip catch. Denver was down 18 in the second half. It was all Nightwings late.
Yeah, that was following a Nick Kindler interception off of that play on that drive right there. Logan Keel with the tip pass catch, and then O'Shaughnessy's cashed in again, and Nightwings, the comeback was on at this point.
Squarebush versus O'Shaughnessy was fun to watch. This is Eric Price going long again to Logan Keel in one-on-one coverage on Rolliman Hood. Tremendous play. Even at this point in the game, Mike, 5 minutes to go in the fourth, Denver's down 2 scores. We saw this happen a couple of times, and coincidentally with both Vice Wars participants making these incredible comebacks late.
Yeah, Louisiana, it was all Louisiana in the first half. They were up 20-10, and then the tables totally turned, and the Nightwings got things going, as we see Bryce Battle on the touchdown right there that really got things going for the Nightwings.
So that touchdown makes it a 5-point game. Price and the Nightwings go for 2. This is after an offside call put the ball at the 1-yard line. And Price flips it out to O'Shaughnessy and nails the 2-point conversion. Now it's a 3-point game, so they don't have to onside kick, Mike, because they're under 5 to go. They make it a 3-point game. They keep themselves in it. And then the Tommy Utah interception bug begins for Louisiana once again.
Yeah, that was a tough play right there for them. I think that was Nick Kindler again with his second interception for the Nightwings, and the tables really turned going down the stretch from that point on.
Price looking around, finds Bryce Battle again, right at the sticks, gets a first down. With 3:40 to play, Louisiana on the ropes after losing last week poorly to Florida. Price deep, Battle again. This Bryce Battle kid, I mean, Riley Quintero, very quiet in this one, but Battle stepped up huge.
Yeah, Bryce Battle made a huge difference in this game, Cam. And then we see Logan Keel. He also made a ton of plays in this game, closing it out right there with a touchdown catch.
So now trailing, Utah throws another interception, and that basically sealed the game. The Denver Nightwings able to take it away from the Louisiana Revolution, 32-28. Hey, since we've been running highlights, Mike, Canton has scored 2 touchdowns. They now lead Indianapolis 22-3, and Canton had a lot of hype in the offseason, and then when they fell short in week 1, everyone said, "Oh, see, we told you." It was all talk, no action. Canton proving they have plenty of action tonight.
Oh, yeah, these guys have been fantastic in this game tonight, Cam. They probably are benefiting a little bit from playing the second consecutive expansion team, but, they're an expansion team as well. As I mentioned, that's a very veteran squad over there. They're getting used to one another, used to how the game plan and play with one another, and looks like it's paying off dividends tonight.
23-3, Canton leads Indy. We got a good one in Los Angeles. Baltimore 17 and LA 6. We're back for the second half with Eric and Josh from Full Moon Coliseum. When we come back, this has been your APM Music Halftime Report. Mike and I will be back here to wrap things up in postgame and with live look-ins on Canton and Indy as that game rolls on in the second half. We'll be right back.
Back in Southern California for the second half. Week 2 SFL action. Baltimore kicking off to LA. The Lycans will get the ball to start the second half. Josh Circle, Eric Vincent in the booth. Justin Reside, Zach Holdorf on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. Mike St. Green. You will see him again in postgame. And here's a nice return from LA to start it off. Shea Carroll out to the 22-yard line. And Eric Vincent, quickly, your thoughts on the first half?
I'd say it was a good first half for both teams. You know, Baltimore doing Baltimore things. They were relying very heavily on Warren Murray, although Jack Wigmore was looking very efficient himself, 15 of 17 in the first half with a touchdown pass to Warren Murray. But LA has been looking very good too. Despite the score, they've had sustained drives. They need to capitalize on those sustained drives and hit the end zone, though.
Richardson looking to capitalize here, finds Logan Jack in the flat, and Jack makes a player miss before getting out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 6. And Jack, a productive first half, 9 carries for 53 yards and 4 receptions for 21 yards by our stats, and makes catch number 5 on the night for himself right there.
And man, if Joe Duncan had any sort of hop to him whatsoever there, I think he could have possibly picked that one off. But very, very good awareness there by Richardson, swinging out to Jack, and Jack did the rest.
And a 3-wide set this time for LA. Look at Jack on Richardson's hip as he's in the shotgun. And Jack right there cannot turn upfield. And that's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Lycans.
Immediately went to the shiftiness. They had 2 high safeties again on defense for Baltimore. Great coverage across the board. Absolutely nowhere to go. So Sully is forced to check it down to Jack. Couldn't turn it upfield there. Forces a 3rd and short.
And that is tough when you have your back to the entire defense like that. And this, he's much more comfortable in, running upfield. Gets a seal on the right side and has the first down. And the Lycans move the chains for the first time in the second half.
Yeah, very good-looking run. Very good-looking play overall for the Lycans, as it was great blocking up front. Logan Jack with great vision, being very patient, letting the big hefties get downfield there and making the blocks in front. Big number 66, Bob Dunham. I see you out there, my man. And great run there by Logan Jack to get the first down.
Bob Dunham showing some wheels right there. Not bad for a center. 2 tight end set now for LA. Twins to the top of your screen. Baltimore loading the box. And here comes the blitz. And that is caught. Richardson did a nice job of getting that ball away. And they will get the first down there at the 49-yard line.
I guess maybe some forward progress on that play. It didn't look like he had gotten enough yards to gain, but I'm sure the LA faithful are not going to argue too heavily with that.
Tito Camino, the backup tight end, making the catch on that play. Richardson again out of the 2 tight end set. And there's another catch. And LA down to the 30 this time. And that is Chris Lee materializing downfield with the football. And LA marching into Baltimore territory.
And Lee just finds the hole in the zone. No one was up. It was a very lax pressure there on the coverage, and Lee was just able to move with ease right into the hole in the zone with his post route, and that was an easy pitch and catch.
Would you describe that as a crisp route from Chris Lee?
Yes, very crisp.
Incredibly crisp. Only 1 tight end in the game right now. Jack Flash on the left, Logan Jack to the right, and Logan Jack with another monster gain on first down until Joe Duncan brings him to the turf. Gain of 8. Logan Jack starting to wolf out as opposed to hawk out. It was corrected in the chat. We are going with wolf out now for all Lycans players.
Wolf out, we could Wolverine out because, Jack is the Wolverine. We can go that route. Who knows? Yeah, we've got several different areas we can go.
Jack again this time. Spin move inside the 15. Another first down in the red zone, down at the 13. You see the numbers there for Jack, and they are only getting bigger as the second half goes on.
Yeah, and LA just going with a heavy dose of Logan Jack and, letting the defense give them what they want. A couple pass plays down the field, one to the tight end, another nice post route for Chris Lee, and then right back to Logan Jack and let him do what he does best.
8th play of the drive here for Los Angeles. Tommy Rahman back in the game at fullback. behind Richardson. Jack stopped behind the line. Nowhere to go there. That was Alvin Mack. Al Walker was there as well. TFL, you guys will have to share that one. 2nd and 11.
Bishop Mutombo getting in there as well, big number 70. And Baltimore had just enough of the Logan Jack show for that play.
2nd and 11 now. 3 wide outs. Short drop from Richardson. They'll throw it to Jack this time. Can he get the block? He can. 5. Inside the 2.
Wow.
Touchdown, Los Angeles. What an effort from Logan Jack.
Wow. I mean, what other reaction could you have to that play? Logan, that was all Logan Jack on that play. You're watching it develop, and you're wondering several points in time, okay, is that going to be it? No. Okay, he's going to get stopped here. No. And then he doesn't even get ushered out of bounds. He is able to push his body into the end zone through 3 different Vulture defenders and hits pay dirt for the first touchdown of the game for LA. What a play by Logan Jack.
That was a tremendous block at I think the 6-yard line. I couldn't quite see who it was. It was Jack Flash or Chris Lee, but that really opened it up and allowed Logan Jack to turn upfield and find the end zone. And Sid O'Lindy can make this.
Jack Flash.
O'Lindy will make this a 4-point game. The extra point is good. 17-13.
And that was a good sustained drive there. I mean, and I talked about it there to open up the second half. LA needed a sustained drive, but needed to hit pay dirt for it. And they did that on the opening drive here. Took up a decent amount of clock, almost 4 minutes off the clock. That was a great start there for the second half for the LA Lycans.
That's really all you could have asked for from this LA offense. Just find the end zone, get 7 points, and then give the defense a little extra halftime rest before they go back out on the field. Ivory Irvin out to the 23-yard line, and that is where Jack Wigmore and company will take over. Esports TV. No, go ahead, Eric. I just have to read. I want to hear from you. This. They make me read this. I want to hear from you. I can read this anytime I want.
Okay, all right. You know, the perks of being play-by-play guy. But no, Baltimore, on the other side of the coin, you know, they had a good first half as well. We'll have to see what Wigmore and company have in store for us here if they go a little bit more pass-happy.
And they might be going a little more pass-happy here. Over the middle, that is nearly picked off. Oh, my goodness. Is that Jack Hacksaw? No, excuse me, that's Tazzy Blackwell, 42, not 32. Tazzy Blackwell. My goodness, if she had any hands at all, that is an interception.
And Tazzy quietly had a really good first half of play. Had 5 solo tackles. That's the second pass defended for her in this ball game as well. Very good play.
Blackwell in her second season in Los Angeles. As you said, looking outstanding so far. Warren Ray around the left side, nowhere to go. You want to talk about wolfing out. This LA defense has awakened. Mike Scott coming up with the TFL.
I think the full moon is finally starting to come over Full Moon Coliseum here. We're starting to see the Lycans actually come out, and they're showing a massive amount of effort here on defense. We'll see if they can hold up on third down.
6 Lycan DBs on the field. Wigmore throwing again. That is caught, but short of the first down.
Wow.
It's going to be a 3-and-out for Baltimore. Mike Scott again on the scene.
And a great job by the defense as a whole, getting in there and converging on the receiver, DeAndre Fields, and making sure that he had no opportunity at getting the first down.
Matty Coffin's the only rookie on the Baltimore roster, will punt this away. No pressure from LA. Carroll down at the 38. Jay Carroll, who has handled all the return duties this season since coming over from Jacksonville, will stay on the field for the offense. And Sully Richardson, who led the team down the field, just one drive ago, 9 plays, 69 yards. We'll look to do it again here, starting in a 4-wide set. Jack in his left pocket. Pressure coming, Baltimore on the blitz, and Richardson's going to run and nearly get back to the line of scrimmage. It's Nate Brown that ran him down. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
And it was a good decision for Sully to just tuck it and run there. It was press coverage across the board. Had absolutely nowhere to throw the football once the pressure got in his face from the front four of Baltimore. Good decision to just tuck it and run and see what you can get out of it.
I can't even count how many tight ends are on the field here now for LA. I think this is a 3 tight end set. Jack on the sideline. Pressure coming again, and Richardson does get it away. I think that was Jack, the intended receiver. But Alvin Mack had other ideas. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Jack coming out of the backfield, just a little crossing route there, but Alvin Mack staying with him the entire way. And I think the hit jarred the football loose. Actually, it looked like Jack just couldn't quite hold on. Might have heard the big old footsteps from Alvin Mack. And that brings up a 3rd and long for LA now.
It's Sully Richardson feeling the pressure of this Baltimore front. And now you see press coverage from the secondary. 5 wideouts on the field. Richardson in the shotgun. Pressure coming again. He delivers. It has to just get it away. And that is a disappointing end to that drive.
A little too much mustard on that pass there by Sully Richardson, and just airmails his receiver and the rest of the defense, to be frank. And yeah, a bit of an unfortunate climax for that drive there as LA came out looking really, really good on defense, just couldn't quite put it all together on offense there.
The Baltimore front four really stepped up on that drive. Dueling 3 and outs now. As Amelia Grace punts it away. Irvin waiting for it. And Irvin will be brought down at the 36-yard line. Esports TV is partnered with the SFL to bring sim football to millions of homes over the next 2 years. ESTV is the world's first 24/7 live linear and video on demand esports channel available everywhere through your smartphone, through your smart TV, through Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. Visit estv.co to learn more. Wigmore is going to throw it on 1st down. Short pass over the middle, and that is complete. But no gain. DJ Bandit. I believe that is his maiden voyage to the stat sheet for tonight. Mr. Bandit with first catch number 1 of the evening, 2nd and 10.
His maiden voyage for season 19. He had absolutely nothing on the stat column just a week ago. So welcome to Baltimore, Mr. Bandit.
Congratulations. First catch of the season. DJ Bandit. Murray and the LA defensive front showing some prowess of their own. Ace Blackwell in on the stop that time. And just like that, it's 3rd and 9.
This LA defense is showing you some things in the second half. They have come out with a purpose, and they are shutting down this Baltimore offense here so far.
4 wideouts on the field for Baltimore. Wigmore throwing again, and a gaggle of LA defenders will stop the Baltimore receiver. That's DeAndre Fields again, who's all the way at the bottom of my spotter sheet. And now it's 4th and 1.
A very similar play to the last possession, to be totally frank. And again, the LA defense converging as a pack onto that wide receiver and making sure he did not get the yard to gain.
And there's pressure on the punt, and Coffins barely gets it away. Carroll will get it out to the 26, and now suddenly we're battling for field position here. As Coffins makes...
I was going to say, it's funny that the first half, you're watching it, we had 1 punt the entire first half, and it was by LA when they had a 3 and out. And then we're going into the second half here, and we've had 3 punts.
3
out of the 4
consecutive punts.
possessions. Yeah.
Sully Richardson. Can he bring some offense to the proceedings? That's a great start right there. The out route good for 3 yards. And that is number 86.
Jumping Jack Flash.
Jack Flash, the tight end. Excuse me. 2nd and 7.
And again, just taking what they could get there. You know, Flash was wide open along that far sideline, able to get the tippy toes inbounds. Good gain of 3. And that'll keep the drive going to an extent.
Now 3 wide out set. Richardson in the shotgun. Under pressure again, and that is a perfect pass thrown downfield. And Shea Carroll bringing it in a very tight window. Tremendous catch by Carroll.
And what a great job by Carroll to get up and get to the football as well. High pointing the football. He beat his corner off the line. The safety, Loshaw, was in the vicinity. Carroll knew he was going to get hit. Still high points the football, brings it in, takes the hit, and gets the big yardage.
The first down by either team since the opening drive of the third quarter. From LA, Jack stopped in the backfield. Another huge stop. Joe Duncan. And this Baltimore defensive front has come to play. 2nd and 13.
Duncan's been getting good penetration here in the second half. He's been in the backfield on several different plays here in this third quarter. And another one right there, able to register the TFL. He's got 2 on the evening tonight.
Tommy Rahman back in the game for LA. 5 defensive backs on the field for Baltimore. Short drop for Richardson. Jack able to get the handle on it. And Jack scrambling to the marker and is going to have the first down. No, excuse me, that's Tommy Rahman. Rahman showing exceptional agility, getting the first down.
He was rumbling too. And I thought that might have been Rahman, and I'm watching Big 52 come down the field on Baltimore's defense. And that was Parker Shaw, one of the extra linebackers in the formation. I was wondering if Tommy Rahman had the wheels to beat him, and he does. Got exceptional yardage and the first down.
I was literally thinking in my head, that is too fast to be Tommy Rahman. But apologies to Mr. Rahman. And here's Logan Jack. Stutter stepping out to the 35-yard line. And this LA offense closing in on the end zone once again.
We're just so used to seeing that Wolverine tote the rock that we're not used to a big guy like Tommy Rahman getting a toss coming out of the backfield like that and still showing exceptional speed. Great job from both running backs.
Rahman with that bright yellow arm sleeve back in the game in front of Logan Jack, and he'll get the carry here. And that is another first down for Tommy Rahman. All kinds of wolfing out happening now on both sides of the ball for this LA team.
Man, and I love what LA has been doing as a team in this third quarter. A little bit of a hiccup on their last possession, but overall, they played very, very well on defense across the board, and they're doing a great job here with their third possession in the third quarter.
Logan Jack has room to run, but cannot get past Frank Smith. The inside linebacker did an awesome job of closing in on that play, but not before Logan Jack had 6 yards. It's 2nd and 4.
Didn't quite have that same burst of speed that we're used to seeing from Logan Jack. Might need a squirt of water or some sort of electrolytes along the sideline there, but he's still out on the field. Looked like he was kind of searching for that hole and couldn't quite find that burst of speed.
Tommy Rahman's going to stay in the game. 3 wide out set for the Lycans. Jack again. And again, Jack stopped near the line of scrimmage. Devin King coming up with a tackle there, the 4th-year outside linebacker. Neck roll and all will make it 3rd and 3.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Can I have some 4s? Actually, can I have some 12s in chat, please? Lycan still on offense. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Back in Southern California for SFL action, week 2. Sully Richardson unleashing the dragon, and what a catch! It's going to be first and goal. LA knocking on the door here with a chance to take the lead, and that is Jack Flash, the tight end, going up, and away to come down with a huge catch.
Get out of here. He just, Sully Richardson just gave it a heave-ho, just kind of chucked it out there, almost like a Nerf football for Jack Flash to go and get one-on-one coverage, and Flash did the rest. What a play by the big tight end.
That will make it first and goal. Tommy Rahman back in the game. This Baltimore defense on their heels, at least for the time being. Not so much now. Logan Jack dragged down behind the line. The blockbuster, Suron Yates IV, coming up with a huge stop there at second and goal.
Yeah, good stop there by the front four of Baltimore, able to limit the damage and get a loss on the play. Great job there by Baltimore to limit the damage for sure.
On the ground again, Jack stopped behind the line one more time. Devin King again. Devin King incredibly active on this drive, making another tackle. Third and goal now for LA.
And I mean, I can't necessarily fault LA for still going to Logan Jack in this situation, although it looks like they're going to come out in the gun now.
And they do have a little bit more room to throw it now in the end zone. Richardson in the shotgun. Going to the corner, and that is caught. Did he stay in bounds? No, he didn't. Chelsea Pryor could not keep the foot in, and that is going to be fourth and goal for Los Angeles.
Oh, gosh, that one hurts because, man, Pryor was wide open to just a little too much hot sauce on that pass there. Airmailed it in the back of the end zone, and Pryor couldn't quite get the foot in. Man, that one hurts.
And so LA will trot out Sid O'Lindy to make this a 1-point game. The spot is down, and kick is up, and it is good for 23 yards. Sid O'Lindy doing his part and celebrating, and why not? You're within 1 point of the defending champs at 17-16.
And I mean, that's still a victory because you get points on the board and you narrow the gap. But again, it's another sustained drive where LA didn't hit the end zone. 13 plays, 70 yards, and you come away with a chippy field goal. That's gotta hurt.
Absolutely. Ivory Irvin from the 2. Irvin around the left side. Dragged down at the 25. Let's go back to SFL HQ with a game break. Cam and Mike.
Thank you, Josh. If LA doesn't pull this upset, this could be the shock of the week. Canton, 3.5-point dogs. They're up 30, Mike.
Yeah, Canton right here, Robert Johnson completing a nice drive and to put Canton up by 30 points. These guys are totally running away from the Raptors.
Indy staring 0-2 in the face. Canton trying to get their first franchise victory. Back to Josh and Eric in LA.
Thank you, gentlemen. Baltimore tasting that LA front right now. John Nevels, one of the refugees from that Carolina defense that Logan Jack brought over, making a huge TFL there.
Yeah, it wasn't on the stat sheet at all this evening. Finally gets a tackle on the scoreboard there, and he gets a TFL to boot. A great play there. Great job to stay with Warren Murray to get into the backfield and mark him down for a loss of 3.
Nevels and Chad Stinson, along with Logan Jack, playing with Carolina a year ago. Obviously, Jack, the general manager here in LA now. Flag on the play, and that will stand. Ivory Irvin with make a big catch over the middle, and they will decline the offside penalty there from LA.
Neutral zone infraction, number 57, defense, the penalty.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a no-brainer with Ivory Irvin making a huge catch over the middle of the field. Again, high-pointing the football as we get another look. Wigmore just having no sort of fear whatsoever. And speaking of no fear, Ivory Irving outstretching his body to make sure that he catches that football in traffic with a couple LA defenders. Great play from both Wigmore and Irvin.
You see the very nice stat line from Irvin right there. 6 catches on 6 targets.
Nice.
Obviously what I was referring to. Murray around the right side. He is loose. Down to the 30. Can they catch him before he reaches the end zone? Down finally at the 13-yard line. We're waiting for Warren Murray to happen again, and he just did right there.
Yeah, and in the first quarter of action, Warren Murray was doing a lot of this. Great blocking up front by the Baltimore front seven. And again, getting great blocking up front. And all Warren Murray needs is just a little bit of space to turn on the Jets and get himself down the field. And that's exactly what he did. Got him into the SFL red zone for a fresh set of downs.
Wigmore to Murray again, this time through the air. And we'll only get a couple that time. Gain of 31 on that monster run a play ago. But now it'll be 2nd and 6. And Baltimore having a chance to make this a 2-score game once again, should they choose to do so.
We'll see if LA's defense can clamp down here in crunch time.
4 tight end set for Baltimore. Murray in the backfield by himself. Wigmore will throw it to him again. To the 5, dragged out of bounds. And they're going to spot that at the 5. 3rd and 2.
And good recognition there by the LA defense, dropping it back into coverage and covering the tight ends in the end zone to make sure that they didn't have a free touchdown there. But as soon as they see that Warren Murray is getting that swing pass, boom, they are right on there like white on rice and knock him down right out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
If Baltimore can get inside the 3, they'll get a fresh set of downs. Wigmore, 5-step drop. Finds Murray again. Murray's going to have the first down, but short of the end zone. Mike Scott, among others there on the tackle. It will be 1st and goal Baltimore.
Yeah, Scott and Rochelle Colston combining in there on the tackle. A clutch play there to keep Warren Murray out of the end zone. Did get just enough for the first down, but either way, that's still a victory for LA as they keep him out of the end zone.
T-Roy Gaines back in at fullback. Murray stopped at the line. LA defense wolfing out as much as they possibly can here. 2nd and goal.
Scott once again getting in there, making the stop along with Nevels. And that's exactly why I said that this was a victory, because this defense has been playing with a little bit more vigor here in the second half. Minus that big run by Warren Murray, they've held Baltimore pretty close here.
Bunch set to the bottom of your screen. LA in press coverage. Murray in the backfield by himself. Wigmore dropping back. Pressure coming. Hit as he's thrown, and it's deflected away. Intended for Ivory Irvin. And it will be 3rd down now. You come on out there, friend. We got a flag on the play.
Oh, it's defensive holding.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. They're calling that Buddy Blaze.
Buddy Blaze with a defensive hold. I did not see it. But that is bad news. That is bad news for the LA defense. And now it will be 1st and goal at the 1. Presuming that hold took place in the end zone. So Wigmore still throwing here. Pressure coming again. And it's intercepted! Buddy Blaze. Is that Buddy Blaze? No, it's Chad Stinson. The former.
We got another marker,
we got another flag. You're kidding me.
And they're going to call defensive holding again.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable. And we commented earlier in the game how active the officiating was. But it seems like they took a nap and then came back in full force. Consecutive defensive penalties. And that's going to be another 1st and goal for Baltimore.
Wow.
Wigmore. To Matt Chima, touchdown.
Man, oh man. I'm flabbergasted at this point. I can't remember the last time that I saw a defensive holding play or a defensive holding penalty called, let alone 2 back-to-back on back-to-back plays, and then Baltimore comes right back and throws a clutch touchdown pass there. Just absolutely bananas. I'm beside myself right now.
You know, sequence of events notwithstanding, that's a hell of a catch by Chima, putting on the brakes and getting both toes in to make that catch. Only his 3rd catch of the game. And they're going to opt to go to the extra point, which would still make it a one-score game. LA could come back and tie with a touchdown and an extra point, nearly blocking that extra point. Time for a break. We'll see LA's possession on the other side of this brief intermission. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to Southern California. Week 2 SFL action. The champs in LA. And the champs just found the end zone, and now the Lycans have just over 5.5 minutes to answer. It is a one-score game, 24-16. Josh Circle, Eric Vincent in the booth. Justin Reside and Zach Holdorf on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. Mike St. Green sitting around at SFL Studios, just doing a great job.
They always do. We love our statisticians.
We love everybody. And now Sully Richardson is going to hand this off, and Logan Jack is going to get blasted in the backfield. We've seen a lot of that today. And that is a little defensive secondary. Now, that's Frank Smith, the inside linebacker, on something of a run blitz there. If you missed it, the Lycans, involved in a goal line stand, were called for back-to-back defensive penalties. And then Jack Wigmore found Mac Chima to make it a 24-16 game, and that is where we are now. Richardson throwing the out route, and that is caught. And that will at least matriculate the ball down the field somewhat slightly. Chris Lee will make it 3rd and 6.
But again, we've talked about this, Josh. LA has got to get into the end zone on these long drives. They've had three different ones, double-digit play drives where they cap them off with field goals. If they hit the end zone, they're up in this game by a wide margin.
And they will need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to get it, and they won't get it here. Jack stopped behind the line again. That's Troy Loshaw flying down from his secondary perch to make that play, and that is a very untimely 3-and-out for LA.
And again, that's where these untimely 3-and-outs, which inevitably do happen when you're playing against an impressive team like Baltimore, that's when these type of situations don't feel quite as bad. And right now, they're feeling the pressure.
I don't know if you said impressive or oppressive, but I think either one would be true. Irvin with the fair catch at the 40-yard line.
I blame the congestion.
I think we may see Jack Wigmore and company try to run this out, although we thought we'd see that late in the first half. And they were dueling it. They were throwing it down the field until time finally expired. But it looks like we're in a run set here. 1, 2, 3 tight ends in the game, and Troy Gaines all in front of Warren Murray. And he gets the call up the field, and that is a gain of 9 3/4, right at midfield to make it 2nd and inches.
Right at the century mark is Warren Murray. And again, there's not too many better lead blockers in the SFL other than T-Roy Gaines. T-Roy, with a burst of speed, gets to the second level almost immediately and is able to find a blocker and make sure that Warren Murray has enough space to get 9 yards.
And now Baltimore going heavy set. Adding a second blocker to the backfield. I believe that's DJ Bandit. Murray again has the first down. And now in LA territory. And the clock continues to run. That's the factor to watch there, Eric.
Yep, the clock is the enemy of the LA Lycans at this point. And again, with that last 3 and out, they're feeling the pressure now. If they had even converted maybe 1 or 2 of the 3 drives that they had those double-digit plays and converted the field goals on instead, they wouldn't be feeling this pressure nearly at all. Instead, the pressure would be on Baltimore.
Baltimore in the pro set now. Not a wide receiver to be found on the field for the Vultures. Up the middle again. And T-Roy Gaines joining the party and helping to close this game out. Gary Marks in on the stop, and the clock, now under 3 minutes, continues to run.
Yeah, the writing is on the wall. All LA can do is just buckle down, buckle the chin straps, and see if they can knock them down and knock them out before the clock hits triple zeros, and with just enough time for them to march down the football field and possibly score a touchdown on a 2-point conversion to tie this thing up.
Another 3 tight end set. Murray up the middle again. It'll be 3rd and 4. And you see the numbers there for Murray over the century mark. What an outstanding game he's had today.
He's had a great game. Had a touchdown through the air earlier on in the first half, over 100 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown to boot. He's my player of the game nominee as of right now.
Can LA get the stop that they need? Or will the champs climb their record to 2-0? Find out on the other side of this break. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to SFL action in Southern California. Baltimore needs this third down. And there's a big throw, and that is about as icy conclusive as you can get. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mac Chima once again.
And who else would it be? I mean, Mac Chima made that clutch touchdown grab after the 2 defensive holding plays on their last possession and just beats his man right down the football field. Chima, I mean, it was just an easy pitch and catch from Wigmore to Chima at that point, and that's going to be the final nail in the coffin, I believe, for Baltimore to move to 2-0.
And that took a lot of the drama out of it. It's just remarkable, explosive play that we were kind of waiting on for more than 3.5 quarters. Mac Chima, in only 4 catches in this game, has 2 touchdowns. You could read it right there. I don't even need to tell you. 4 catches, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns, including that strike from 40 yards. And the extra point will put this game comfortably out of reach for Los Angeles. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the SFL. Learn more at apmmusic.com. And Shea Carroll will get this out to the 25-yard line. Let's sneak away to SFL Studios for a game break. Cam and Mike.
Thank you, Josh. Mike, what is happening in Indy?
Yeah, Cam, just when you thought it was safe to put this game to bed, Brad Jones says, hold on. His second touchdown rush of the day gets Indianapolis closer, 33-17, midway through the 4th.
They just got a pick, and they just got another touchdown. If they come back from 30 points down, it'd be the largest comeback in league history. Back to Josh and Eric.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Mike. Sully Richardson is not going quietly into that good night, throwing downfield, and that is deflected. Looking for Pierre Garçon.
Is it that Pierre Garçon?
It is certainly a Pierre Garçon.
I couldn't resist.
It could be Pierre Garcon. I don't have my pronunciation guide handy. But Richardson continuing to throw the ball here. Tommy Rahman back in the game. Thrown over the middle there, falling incomplete. And you got to tip your hat to both teams here. Very entertaining contest. Very compelling contest. It was within reach of Los Angeles. They were just a few plays short, like you said, Eric. A couple drives that just went nowhere. And a couple drives that didn't go quite far enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And now LA is forced to just stamp the foot on the gas pedal and see what comes of it.
Jack around the right side. And now LA will call timeout on 4th and 5 with 1:39 remaining. Coverage of the SFL and Next Level Sports continues Saturday, July 23rd at 4 p.m. Eastern, with the unbeaten Las Vegas Furies set to host the Florida Storm. Live look-ins from the Battle of the Carolinas, Predators versus Skyhawks. Next Sunday, Denver visits Fort Worth, plus live look-ins on Sioux Falls and Motor City. For more, visit NLSE.com. Richardson in the shotgun on 4th and 5. Pressure coming, and down he goes. Joe Duncan, who has been outstanding this entire game, coming up with a big sack. And not the best display of sportsmanship there, but that will be a turnover on downs.
A resurgence here in the second half for Joe Duncan. Getting a combo in there for Nate Brown. He might get a half sack on that one, but Joe Duncan getting in there and getting another sack to his tally, another tackle. He's pretty much put his entire stat line together in this second half. So a great job by him and a great job by Baltimore as it looks like they're going to come away with the victory with just about 95 seconds to go here.
Joe Duncan had 9 tackles for loss all of last season. He had 3 tonight. Tremendous effort. Nate Brown, 3 tackles for loss as well. Saron Yates had 2. Brown and Duncan with a sack and a half sack each. And really a tremendous difference maker in this game. Excuse me, Eric. The Baltimore defensive front.
And look, Josh, we talked about it. This is why Baltimore has won 3 of the last 4 championships. They are just that good.
Gains up the middle. And LA will use their last timeout with 1:28 to play.
And again, you touched on it, Josh. This was a great game from both teams. LA hanging tough with Baltimore for the majority of this ball game, just couldn't quite convert the opportunities that they were given. It wasn't that they made a ton of mistakes. It was just that Baltimore was just a little bit better, as they usually are.
Gains up the middle, nowhere to go. To be 4th and 1. Eric and I will do our post-game show for you. And on the other side of a brief commercial break, we'll go back to SFL Studios for their complete post-game, recapping all the good stuff that happened at Week 2. We hope you stick around for that. But Eric, I will say once again, it has been my great, great pleasure to share the broadcast booth with you. I just always have such a good time.
It is always a pleasure, my friend, and it's even more of a pleasure now that we are both Fort Worth Toros, which is always great.
Absolutely, we're Toro bros. Tarkington good from 33 yards. And that will make it 34-16.
Or salt in the wound. Add insult to injury. All of those cliches.
And so on and so forth. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. All that good stuff on the website at simulationfl.net. Shea Carroll will get this out to the 23-yard line. And one more time, let's go to SFL Studios for a game break. Cam and Mike.
Thank you, Josh. 28 in a row in Circle City, Mike.
Yeah, Cam, just when you thought this game was over and done with, the Indianapolis Ramblers scored 28 straight points here. Blake Prime with a great pickoff right here. Takes it all the way back. Indianapolis are within 2 points.
We're keeping an eye on that one in post, along with the rest of the action going on in today's SFL. Back to Josh and Eric.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm sure you'll get a peek at that game on the other side of the break when we're done here. Elsie Pryor can't come up with that one. It's 2nd and 10. Eric, if I had to pin you down for a player of the game, and let's say for the sake of argument, you could not select Warren Murray, who would you pick?
I'd have to go Jack Wigmore. He's been very, very efficient. He did just enough that he needed to do. Clearly, the game plan was to get Warren Murray the football, and Jack Wigmore had a hand in that, obviously. But overall, throwing the football, oh man,
interception there. Baltimore coming up with what's been the only turnover of the game so far. That's Enzo Bolt coming up with the INT. And you want to talk about insult to injury. That is insult to injury. Enzo Bolt coming up with interception number 6 of his very young career.
And they're just grabbing a big old barrel of salt right there and just pouring it on every wound that LA has at this point. Just great overall job by Baltimore. And yeah, if it isn't Warren Murray, which I think it will be, I will give it to Jack Wigmore. 24 of 27, almost 200 yards passing, but 3 touchdowns.
Adam Jefferson checks into the game to take a knee. I would go with Joe Duncan and Nate Brown. I would have them split it between the two of them. 3 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 7 tackles. And that Baltimore front played a huge role in the game as the second half went on, getting pressure on Sully Richardson. And really, there are a lot of people in this Baltimore team that would be deserving of that award as we hit triple zeros. Baltimore moves to 2-0, making a big win on the West Coast, 34-16, your final. Eric Vincent, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, and we touched on it in the fourth quarter there, just not enough for LA, unfortunately, to pull off the upset. Did a great job, didn't turn the football over until that very last drive there in garbage time. But overall, it was just LA not doing enough to get the football into the end zone on these long drives. They had several of them over the course of the ball game. Let's go ahead and count them out. We got 1, 2, 3 different ones that they could have made touchdowns on that they had to settle for field goals. Double-digit play drives that ended in field goals, and that's not a recipe for success, especially against a team that's as talented as Baltimore. And for Baltimore, they just handled business. They did everything that they typically do. Warren Murray is an X factor on this team. He has been that since he joined midseason last season, excuse me. So he has done a whole lot of great things for this Baltimore offense and allowed them yet another weapon for them to play with. And now you've got Jack Whitmore throwing the rock. You've got Warren Murray running the football. T-Roy is a great lead blocker, can still run the football. He had 37 yards on the ground today. There's just so many different weapons on both offense and defense for Baltimore. There are very few weaknesses for this team, and that's why they've won 3 of the last 4 championships.
And if you're Los Angeles, I think you have a lot to look forward to going down to the season. Sully Richardson, 191 yards passing, had the touchdown, and did have that interception in what I think we could classify as garbage time. But Logan Jack, 91 yards on the ground, 42 through the air, and had the touchdown. This is a team that looks like it's poised for success over the course of the season. Warren Murray is your player of the game. 18 carries, 116 yards, the touchdown on the ground, 1 more through the air. For Eric Vincent, for Justin Reeside and Zach Holdorf, my name is Josh Circle. Thank you so much for joining us. We will have the SFL postgame for you right on the other side of this break. Congratulations once again to the Baltimore Vultures.
Welcome to Sim Football Postgame. You are looking live right now at some bonus coverage here. Indianapolis has scored 34 extra point pending in a row. We have had 2020 simulations in league history, and we have never had a comeback over 24 points. And Indy has scored 35 in a row to take a 38-33 lead with 3:35 to go.
Cam, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in the history of the SFL, especially since I've been around. This is incredible. Indianapolis were down 33-3 with 7 minutes and 31 seconds left in the third quarter, and Brad Jones has gone berserk, 4 touchdown runs, and including this defense has done a great job. I think 3 interceptions here in the second half.
You're going to get oh, my goodness, what a hit. You're going to get Mike and I's reaction here to this game as we break down this game and all the other action going on around the SFL this evening. But this is incredible. I mean, this is SFL history like we never imagined. I mean, it's just an unbelievable comeback. We've seen a couple 24-point deficits taken over, but we're talking about 2 expansion teams here looking for their first wins in franchise history. This was 33-3. Nice pass there from Curtis to the outside to Comisac. You look at the numbers there. Colin Pierce still has no passing touchdowns, and his team has the lead.
And Cam, we always kind of jokingly kid each other behind the scenes about possible comeback. I mentioned it this game, but I was dead serious this time. It really looked like the momentum had totally switched in this game in Indianapolis. They're on the verge of winning their first game.
So Canton now trying to recover themselves on this drive, and Comisac's got the first down. While we're watching this game play out, Mike, Baltimore was only up 17-16, but Baltimore scores 17 unanswered, and the defending champs get to 2-0. There's a sack there for Indianapolis, but what a great job by the Baltimore Vultures tonight taking that win.
Yeah, these guys, Cam, you cannot, kick field goals against the Vultures. You have to take advantage when you get inside the red zone and get some touchdowns on the board. 3 Sid O'Lindy field goals did not do the Lycans any justice tonight. They really needed to cash in, and when they didn't, the Vultures, they took advantage of it, and before you know it, they were up a couple of scores, and they put the game away like they typically do.
Oh, Cameron Curtis tried to scramble for the first down. He's 1 yard short, Mike. They got to go for this.
Yeah, they definitely have to go, Cam. They need a touchdown. But believe it or not, after being 30 points up, they need a touchdown in order to go ahead in this game. And at 2 minutes, 22 seconds, they definitely have to go for it here.
Unbelievable. 4th down. Curtis deep. It's knocked away. And Indianapolis gets the ball. Oh, man.
Yeah, great play
Shocking.
by Kanye. Great play by Kanye Rockefeller right there. He also has an interception in this fourth quarter to help Indianapolis come back. It's still not over yet, Cam. We still have a little bit before the 2-minute warning.
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. Earlier tonight, Carolina defeated Portland in a nail-biter. Vancouver took it rather easily over Charleston, so Vancouver gets to 2-0. Baltimore gets to 2-0. That is no surprise. Vancouver and Baltimore have square down here in a couple of weeks as Canton gets the stop there. That'll take them to the 2-minute warning. But, what caught your attention from the early window here tonight, Mike?
The Carolina Skyhawks, they really played well on defense tonight, and really the both first couple of games coming out this season, they did a great job of stopping Logan Jack last week. We saw Logan Jack just now tonight, and they did a really great job of shutting down the running back from Portland. Drawing a blank on his name off the top of my head. I should know that. But, he only had about 37 yards rushing in that game. They did a great job of shutting down that Portland running game, which in turn gave them a big leg up in that game tonight.
Canton gets the stop. They're going to take a timeout, and they'll have 2 left. It's 3rd and long. It just, for people at home, like, the SFL's been around for 10 years, and we have never seen this. Like, that's impossible, right? Like, how can we be around for 10 years and and you never see something like this? It's stunning.
This is definitely not an everyday occurrence. And Ezekiel Love, that's the name that was escaping me for a second there. But, this is just definitely not an everyday occurrence. You are definitely witnessing history right now if Indianapolis can hold on and win this game. You really have already witnessed history just by the 30-point comeback alone.
That's right. And Canton gets the stop. They'll have 1 timeout, so now they'll get to force a punt, and we'll see what happens there. But Indianapolis not only would it be the largest comeback in SFL history, but it would be the first win of the team. And the field is so dirty from all of the action in this game. You can't even see the eye at midfield anymore. As that punt for the Ramblers is going to hop in the end zone. So Canton now needs 80 yards to try to basically snatch victory away from from Indy, which sounds totally ridiculous.
I can't even imagine what's going on in the Indianapolis locker room or their team voice chat right now, Cam. I'm pretty sure these guys are pretty hyped up. And here we go with Canton with a chance to try to win the game.
Cameron Curtis is the quarterback for the Classics, and he fires it down the middle. That is caught at the 32-yard line. That's Al Dillapre Sr. And the drive will continue. Curtis stepping up, hit as he threw, and oh, it's picked off. Oh, my goodness. Mike, they're going to win it.
Wow. Ernest McCray Sr. Cam with his second interception of the second half. This game has just totally just turned on its ear. I'm speechless. I'm almost as speechless as you, Cam. This is incredible.
And they're going to take knees. Let's see. I don't think
Canton only has one timeout remaining.
Canton only has one timeout, but they're not going to be able to run it out totally. Indy was a 3.5-point favorite coming in. The over-under absolutely shattered. This game was 33-3. It was part of our look-in coverage here on Next Level Sports in the SFL. This is how we end week number 2. This is the 14th of 14 games right now across the league. All 28 teams in action this week. Canton's only hope is maybe a punt return or some kind of crazy Hail Mary. But Indianapolis, barring anything nuts, has pulled off one of the most remarkable moments in league history, and we got a chance to witness it, even if it was just looking in on it here on Next Level Sports tonight. Late night on the East Coast, and a late night for the Indianapolis Rambler fans as well. But just a sensational game. So they're going to take this knee, and there's going to be about a 5-second differential between game clock and play clock, and we're actually going to, let's see, we're going to go back to studios here for just a second and get Mike back in here, and
it's going to take a miracle to overcome the miracle at this point.
Yeah, just a sensational game here. It's down to 4. It's down to 3, and a fair catch is called with 1 on the clock. So 1 second left. 1 second left, and let's see if we can pull that game back. We may have lost the game, actually, Mike. So you and I are gonna keep it here. And yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. Canton just lost that game, Mike. Can you believe
incredible,
it?
Cam. No, I cannot believe it. But a great job by the Ramblers. 5 interceptions, and my notes are correct here in the second half. 1 pick six, 4 Brad Jones touchdown runs. It's just been incredible just to witness it and witness this. A great comeback win, and congratulations to Chad and Adam Wiseman to get their first win in franchise history.
So Indianapolis wins 38-33 in the largest comeback in SFL history. Canton led 33-3, and Indy scores the final 35 points in that game. You never know what's going to happen in the SFL. Brad Jones with all their touchdowns, a pick 6 as well. What a crazy night, Mike, here in the SFL here in week 2. Just the truly bizarre. We thought LA was going to win this game too against Baltimore, but it ends up for not. Just what an incredible ball game, Mike. Can you wrap up this evening in week 2 for us and for everyone out at home before we get to week 3?
Yeah, just an incredible weekend all the way around, Cam. An emotional weekend here in the SFL, as everyone knows, and what an incredible way to polish it off with one of the greatest comebacks we've ever seen in this league. And the champs, let's not forget them. They did a great job tonight. The champs are the champs, 2-time defending champs, by the way. And these guys continue to roll. And, man, on to week 3. We got some great matchups coming up next week. And I can't wait to see the action as we reach the quarter point in the season. Cam, it always amazes me how quick we can get to the quarter point in the season. Next week, we're going to be a quarter of the way through.
Las Vegas 2-0. They'll take on Florida on Saturday on Next Level Sports. And then Sunday evening tilt between Denver and Fort Worth should be a pretty good one as well. Mike and I will be here for all of that. And, that's going to wrap our night. We have to figure out what happened in that Indy game and see what's going on over there. But for all of us here at the SFL and Next Level Sports, he's Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. Thank you all for joining us on a wild and wacky evening of SFL football. Your final here in our main game tonight, Baltimore 34, Los Angeles 16. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next weekend, everybody.